Welcome to PacWest Magazine, the radio show. The show about our exciting Pacific West Conference. The PacWest is made up of NCAA Division II universities from Arizona and Utah to California and Hawaii. It's the most beautiful and diverse athletic conference in the entire NCAA. This is Commissioner Bob Hogue, inviting you to join our outstanding coaches, student athletes, and administrators as we talk about the great excitement in the PacWest. Now here's Assistant Commissioner Tom DiCamillo, live from our studios in Santan, Arizona.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. It's lunchtime here in the Valley. We are in Santan Valley, Arizona. Tom DiCamillo, Joe Carrero. This is PacWest Radio. And today is the Soccer Media Day for women's soccer, our second of 3 media days. Next week we'll do the men's soccer, and then the ship will be launched. The fall sports season will begin. And today we're going to announce the preseason all-conference team and predicted order of finish. And then we will also be joined here by the 5 coaches from around the conference, and Joe will set that up for us. Casey Bingham from Dixie State, Dominican's Tara Koleski, California Baptist, Kristen St. Clair, Hawaii Pacific's Gina Brewer, and Hawaii Hilo's Lance Thompson are our guests today on PacWest Radio for the Women's Soccer Media Day. Let's get right to the preseason all-conference team, and so we can get this announced, and then we'll talk to the coaches. I know everybody's been waiting all morning for this exciting time. First of all, let's do the predicted order of finish. The California Baptist University, two-time PacWest champions, have earned 10 first-place votes, 166 points, and California Baptist is picked to win the PacWest championship. Azusa Pacific is picked second with 153 points, 2 first-place votes. Point Loma's picked to finish third. BYU Hawaii got the other first place vote. They're picked to finish fourth. Notre Dame Dana Murph is picked fifth. Dominican University of California sixth. Dixie State University seventh. Hawaii Pacific eighth. Fresno Pacific ninth. Academy of Art 10th. Hawaii Hilo 11th. Holy Names 12th, and Chaminade University of Honolulu 13th. So that's California Baptist, Azusa Pacific, Point Loma are your top 3. California Baptist picked to repeat for the third time as the PacWest champion. But again, these are preseason predictions, and that's why you play the games. And the preseason all-conference team, the PacWest is the preseason all-conference team is nominated and voted on by the head coaches of the Pacific West Conference. The preseason all-conference team features 4 forwards, 4 midfielders, 3 defenders, a goalkeeper, and then a preseason goalie of the year and a preseason player of the year. In terms of the forwards, preseason all-conference forwards, Beth Barker of Academy of Art, a senior out of Santa Clarita, California. Lauren Golnick from Dominican University, a sophomore out of Meadow Vista. She was a 2012 Freshman of the Year. Kelly Jenks out of California Baptist University out of Palo Alto, California. And Jennifer Mason from Dixie State, a junior out of Springville, Utah. Those are your preseason all-conference forwards. Because of a tie, we actually have 5 preseason all-conference midfielders. A pair from Notre Dame Dana Moore University, Maciel Castellanos from Santa Mateo, California, Adriana Cortez from Daly City, California, both from Woodside Priory High School, and they are the preseason all-conference midfielders from NDNU. Hannah Emmett from Academy of Art out of Halifax, Nova Scotia. Kasia Goodman at Dixie State, also from Springville, Utah, teammate of Jennifer Mason. And Kasia is a sophomore. And then Bernadette Witz from California Baptist, a senior from Temecula, California, round out the midfielders. The defenders are Caressa Archie from Fresno Pacific University out of Fresno, California. Melissa Laxamana from California Baptist, a senior out of Fullerton, California. And Amrong Singh from NDNU out of Fremont, California. Those are your defenders. Your preseason goalkeeper of the year and preseason all-conference goalkeeper, Rosie Nakata from California Baptist out of Mililani High School in Mililani, Hawaii. And she's a senior, 5'4" senior. She was the goalkeeper of the year last year in the conference, and she's the preseason goalkeeper of the year this year. Preseason player of the year, Bernadette Witz from California Baptist, a senior out of Temecula Valley High School, Temecula, California. Bernadette was the 2012 Player of the Year, had an outstanding season last year. Bernadette Witz Just a terrific all-around player for California Baptist in 21 starts, 31 points, 14 goals, 3 assists, including 6 game-winning goals. And that's your preseason all-conference team. And now we'll jump to the coaches right away. I know many of them have practice going on and getting ready. And joining us is a new head coach at Dixie State University, Casey Bingham. Casey, welcome to Pac West Radio.
Thank you so much.
Casey, I believe, are you a native of Arizona, or you were in Arizona coaching before you went to Dixie State?
Yeah, Arizona my whole life. Grew up there, played at Arizona State, and then was coaching at Paradise Valley Community College in Arizona as well. So first time moving away from home.
So the next time you're back in the Valley, come visit us in the station, and we'll get you in studio. Located here outside of Queen Creek. And Casey, let's talk about your team. You're obviously a new head coach coming into this program, but you have a lot of experience. How do you approach taking over a program like Dixie State?
It's a really exciting program to be a part of and step into. I mean, I couldn't be more thrilled of the tools I had already in place. So, I mean, it was exciting just to come in and see who was already on the roster and who we could keep and who we were returning. So that was one of the biggest pluses right there. And then I think, we're in a good spot to really get some good kids in the future and this coming year as well.
2 of your players on the preseason all-conference squad, Jennifer Mason and Kasia Goodman. Talk about both those players. They went to the same high school together, so obviously it's a pretty good program up there in Springville.
Yeah, both those players are great. Jen Mason plays up top for us, and, from what I got to see from last spring to this preseason so far, I mean, just a ball of energy, lots of speed, one of the hardest working players on our team. Just very smart. Kaisa is our attacking midfielder, and she's another one, not super big in stature, but another player who knows how to play big. Will get up, to challenge any 50-50 ball, regardless of who we're up against. So another player who's just fearless, a great, technical player as well, is great on the ball. So both of those, younger players for us. Jen's now going to be a junior, but both players bring a lot of success back to our program.
And make sure we get her first name right. Kaisa, is that how you say it? Say her first name
Kaisa,
again.
Yeah.
Kaisa. I want to make sure we get that right. Jennifer, of all the players that were nominated for preseason all-conference, you look at Jennifer's stats. She had the second most points with 32 points, bringing back to the team 15 goals, 2 assists, 4 game-winning goals. When you have a player like that, that's obviously a focus of the teams you're going to play. They're going to try to stop her. How does that help you as a coach or open up other opportunities for some of your other players to get involved?
Yeah, and we've been super impressed with our returning top line, even from last spring to preseason, because they're all quick, fast, aggressive players, and I think if someone focuses more on Jen, I think that just opens up another opportunity for one of our other forwards to shine. So, we're confident that we've got all the tools again. That if someone is to pick her out of the game, then I think we'll still be successful with what we have. But Jen will find a way to always be in a game, no matter what.
Another one of your key returners, I believe, is it Megan Marchbanks? That's a returning player for you that's on that line?
Megan's returning for us, and another super strong forward. Very comparable to Jen in a lot of ways, so a hard player to deal with.
Is it as a coach, when you find, do you try to find the best talent, or you try to find players that fit in a system, or find players that play well together, or is it a little bit of all of that?
Yeah, definitely a little bit of all of that. I mean, you want the strongest player you can get in each position, but once they get here, I mean, you just need the strongest 11 on the field. So, I mean, some kids you have to tweak and move around a little bit, but I think it's just a combination. So, I mean, you're just trying to get your strongest players on the field at once.
You have a couple of players coming back on defense, Danica Pickett and Emily Fox. Why don't you talk about them?
Both great players. They played a little bit on outside backs for us, I think, for the team last year. We think both of them are going to play this year as center backs for us. They're both great leaders, on the team, on the field, during games. They know how to lead and organized, and both tremendous athletes and just really strong 1v1 defenders. So we're expecting a lot out of those two in particular to really step in as two new center backs for our program.
Is that where the younger players on your team, is that the least experience is your defense and goalies, and most of your experience is on offense, or is it pretty even throughout the team?
Yeah, I would say most of our experience is going to be on the offensive end. I think we're going to be a little new when it comes to back line and in goal. And that's kind of what we spent a lot of time in preseason focusing on as well, too.
So, Casey, good luck there at Dixie State, your first year with the Red Storm, and we look forward to an exciting season from Dixie State University women's soccer.
Thank you.
Thank you. Casey Bingham, the head coach at Dixie State. And now we'll jump to Tara Koleski. And ironically, Tara Koleski, we had on a couple weeks ago, also from the Valley, and recently left Arizona and is now up in the Bay Area taking over Dominican University of California, their head coaching position. And obviously one of the big players for Tara is Lauren Galnick. Started 17 games last year. She finished with 19 points, 7 goals, 5 assists, had a trio of game-winning goals for the Penguins. And it's a key player for Dominican University. Lauren is just a sophomore this season, and but just a key player for Dominican University, California. And the Penguins, really the program has grown over the last few years. They're picked to finish 6th this year. They finished with 95 points in the voting. And in case you're wondering, the voting is done in a ranked order, 1 through 13, with the first place team getting 13 votes. And now joining us is Tara Koleski from Dominican University. Tara, welcome back to PacWest Radio.
Hi, thanks, Tom.
It's twice in a couple of weeks. It was the rotation for women's soccer has you on today. Tara, you've had an opportunity for a couple of weeks to be with you're getting some time here with your team. Talk about what you're seeing in your first year now with Dominican and the players that you have, and also talk about Lauren Galnick a little bit as well. She's a preseason all-conference pick.
So far I've been really impressed with the players on the roster, and for sure want to thank John and Phil. I think they did a great job recruiting. As far as Lauren, she's definitely come out in preseason as one of the most fit players. I love her 1v1 mentality. I like that she likes to take on players and get forward. So I can definitely see, how she had such success in her freshman year last year.
Does it help when you have a player like that? And I asked Casey Bingham the same question because of Jennifer Mason. When you have a player that's so reputable in scoring and producing points, does that open up opportunities for some of the other players because the opposition's focusing on your leading scorer?
I think that definitely will depend on the opposing coaches and how they choose to handle that. The one thing I have been really impressed with is that we have a lot of players that are capable of attacking and being dangerous in their own way. We have good players that have transferred into our program, allowing us to have some veteran experience. But, those transfers will help us as well. I think attacking-wise, we will be a lot to handle, just seeing what I am seeing so far.
Let's talk about your midfield. A couple players that had impacts last year. Stephanie Owens and McKenna Kimball are back with the team this year?
Yes, they are returning this year, I think, as well. They've had a good season. They're a part of the top part of our team in our fitness space, and I think they've also been impressive. McKenna is definitely going to be a playmaker for us, and Stephanie Owens, we're looking to move her into more of an attacking position up top this season. We're running right now about 3 players deep in every position, so it's highly competitive on our roster.
Wow. Let's talk about your goalie. Megan Herring was one of those players last year that sort of flew under the radar, and when you really look at her statistics, she had a 7-5-3 record, but she had 6 shutouts. What was really impressive is that she made 111 saves, which I believe was like the second most in the conference last year, or among the leaders in saves, but she had a 0.71 goals against average. I mean, she was the last line of defense a lot of times and did a tremendous job, for the Penguins last year.
Yeah, she, in season so far, what I've seen with Megan is she just has the ability to make the save. And that's just something that I don't think you can teach. But she, has the confidence of her back line. They really have a cohesiveness back there, and she just gets the job done. And I'm really excited to see her, finish her senior year. But I think the accolades she got last year and having those shutouts, I can see that repeating itself this year.
Well, Tara, we wish you the best of luck up there at Dominican University of California, and I know you're excited about getting the season started.
Well, thank you, Tom. I look forward to talking with you guys soon.
All right, we look forward to when you're back in the Valley, too, and joining us here in the studio. Tara Koleski, the head coach at Dominican University of California. Now we're going to jump to Kristen St. Clair, the head coach of California Baptist University. The team picked to win the conference title. The Lancers, back-to-back Pac-West championships, back-to-back National Christian College Athletic Association championships, and CBU really excited about the coming year. Bernadette Witz, preseason player of the year. Rosie Nakata, preseason goalie of the year. Kelly Jenks, also on the preseason all-conference team for California Baptist, along with Melissa Luxamana, also on the preseason all-conference team for California Baptist. And if you look at the statistics for Rosie Nakata, 19 starts last year, 19 games, 0.69 goals against average. She allowed just 12 goals the entire year and posted an 18-1-0 record with 7 shutouts. And for the Lancers, and of course in front of Rosie is a really strong defense for California Baptist. California Baptist also returning a player named Kitra Walters, who missed the 2012 season, didn't play in 2012, played in 2011. She's a midfielder, joining Bernadette Witz and Michaela Gillis also along that line. So joining us now on PacWest Radio, Women's Soccer Media Day, is the head coach from California Baptist, Kristen St. Clair. Kristen, welcome to PacWest Radio.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
So, Kristen, it's back-to-back conference titles, back-to-back NCCAA titles. You guys picked to win it all again and again. I know coaches look at that. It's great publicity. But for you guys, when you earn a selection when you're picked to win a conference, is there more pressure, or do you like that pressure to put on your team?
Well, it's flattering. All of these are preseason things, and everything's going to be based on performance and execution. And our team, the standards that we have, they're the standards of the league. They know about them, but every team has to perform every year, and so nothing's guaranteed. And we're preparing just to put our best foot forward.
Let's talk a little bit about your players. Let's talk about Bernadette Witz, the preseason player of the year. Obviously, a dominant player in the conference. You look at the stats that she has, but what makes her that good?
Well, first of all, I would say, Bernie's work ethic. I have not seen, in my time as a coach, someone who works harder on and off the field with, helping her team as well as taking some time on her own. And Bernie actually went to the East Coast this summer to continue to work on her game. She played in a W League team, and her leadership and her work ethic and how she carries herself is really a great thing for us as a program.
Did you see a change when she came back after that experience on the East Coast?
We did, and the biggest thing for players is experience and maturity, and we certainly saw that with Bernie, and we're excited. For her senior year, we're excited. She's gotten better, which we're excited about, but we definitely saw a difference, and that can only come through experience and maturity.
And so let's talk about Rosie Nakata, your goalkeeper. She's had an outstanding season last year, preseason goalie of the year. What makes her so good?
Well, Rosie's ability to make traditional saves, for goalkeepers, we want them to be consistent. And she consistently makes the saves within her range that she has to. And she's also capable of making those outstanding full extension saves those are the game-saving saves, those that are upper V, trailing away, and very few goalkeepers can get to that. Rosie's got a great extension, and she's able to get to a lot of those shots that many keepers can't.
And then having a solid defense in front of her helps as well. They really have to work it together, the defenders and the goalies. And you have Melissa Loxamana on the preseason team. You also have Kristen Witchy also is a top player. Talk about how they work together.
Well, Kristen and Melissa, they're both seniors for us, and they've been through the program for 4 years now, and just the experience that they've had as we've got a veteran team this year and a veteran back four, and so on the defensive end, experience is key, and they work very well together. Their problem solving is good. They see the field very well. And their communication is very good along the back line as well as with Rosie. Rosie's organization, her communications are quite good. That helps the back four to be successful.
And then I want to talk about Kelly Jenks, because of all the players that were nominated for the preseason all-conference team this year, she came back as really the top scoring machine. I mean, she had 38 points in 21 games, 16 goals, 6 assists, 5 game winners. I mean, is a scoring machine really an apt term for her, or is she so much more than that?
Well, Kelly's a special player. Kelly, like Bernie, her work ethic is very, very good, and so Kelly works hard to put herself and her teammates in scoring positions. And on a goal scorer, sometimes you have to be opportunistic, and Kelly works hard to put herself in the right situation, the right angles, and so she's been very fortunate and to have the players feed those balls in those situations for her to finish, and she's worked hard to create for herself as well as her teammates.
Kristen, we appreciate you taking the time. Good luck this year. Again, the Pac West women's soccer has really improved over the last few years, and you guys, I know, are excited about this season and being right. You're eligible this year for the NCAA tournament, correct? This year? Correct. So that's got to be exciting for you guys.
It is. That's always been a goal for us, but the Pac West is a very difficult league to play, and there's so many good teams, and so we're just focusing on one game at a time and focusing on non-conference, conference, and then hopefully if our performance is good, then we can start to look at a non-conference. But that's way down the road. So the Pac West is a tremendous league. It's going to be very, very difficult schedule, and we're looking forward to getting the season started.
Kristen St. Clair, the head coach of California Baptist, and the Lancers picked to win the conference this year, but as she indicated, you'd settle it all on the field. Thanks, Kristen, for joining us. Hawaii Pacific University, Gina Brewer will be up next, and then Lance Thompson from Hawaii Hilo will join us. Hawaii Pacific University picked to finish 8th in the conference. The HPU is led by Andrea Aguirre, a returning forward, 15 points, 7 goals, 1 assist last year. Also, Taylor Silva, a midfielder, that's a returning player for the Sea Warriors. And then on defense, Sierra Kaduka, Nicole Craig, also returning for HPU. And now joining us, Gina Brewer, joining Pac West Radio and Women's Soccer Media Day. Gina, welcome to Pac West Radio.
Hi, thank you very much. How are you doing?
Good. So, Gina, let's talk about. I know you're excited about getting the season started. Let's talk about your team this year. What can we expect from HPU women's soccer?
I'm extremely excited. I have a young team this year, so a lot of energy, a lot of enthusiasm right now around the preseason. So you can expect, a lot of hard work and just real passionate players that are trying to prove themselves and earn a starting spot and a role on this team. So that's what we're focusing on right now is hard work, enthusiasm, and making sure that everybody is doing the best they can to challenge and battle for starting roles and positions.
When you have a young team like this, do you look for leaders among your veteran players to kind of help you out?
Yeah. Yes, definitely. We have 3 senior players that are showing fantastic leadership. They're working hard both on the field, vocally and just through action, and they're doing the best they can. But because we only have 3 seniors, we're obviously going to have to rely heavily on younger players as well. So we're expecting that those 3 seniors definitely guide them in the right direction, through work rate and action, and verbally as well.
Who are the 3 seniors that you're relying on this year?
We're relying on Andrea Aguirre. She's one of our returning goal scorers and leaders that normally plays at a forward role or possibly an attacking mid role. We also have left defender Ashley Degucci. She has received a lot of minutes for us in the past, and as long as she can stay healthy and injury-free, she will be one of our leaders in the back as a left defender. And we actually have Nicole Craig, who's a returning center back for us, and she's going to anchor our defense, make sure that they are solid and strong.
And let's talk about a couple of your midfielders, Taylor Ray Silva, who saw action in all 18 games last year, and I believe Ashlyn Ubangan, I think is how you say her name. They're two of your returning players.
Yep.
Talk about those two.
Yep. So Silva is what we call her. She is our true holding mid, our ball winner. She is a tough tackler and just disrupts play for our opponents. And Ashlyn is our creative attacking mid, likes to dribble at players, has great vision, able to slip passes in, and is able to score goals from, lots of different locations outside the 18 and able to get herself in the 18 as well. So, both of them have very defined roles in the midfield for what we expect out of them, and they do a good job as a holding mid and attacking mid duo.
And then you had a couple of players on defense that saw a lot of action last year, Sierra Kaduka and Nicole Craig. Talk a little bit about their contribution to the team and what you expect.
Yep, Sierra is a returning sophomore player, so she got a lot of minutes as a freshman last year, and she is someone that has a never-say-die attitude. She will get beat, and she will instantly recover and, make up for her mistake, and just is an extremely hard worker, will give you a full 90 minutes at 100%, and just mentally strong, physically strong. So absolutely love her work rate. She also has a good, strong foot on her, so she's able to serve a nice long ball, get us in on the attack. And then Nicole Craig, like I said before, she's our senior leader and captain. She's going to be one of our center backs. She's not a big player, but she's a smart player, very vocal, good communicator, and just make sure that she's being a leader back there in her back line.
Well, Gina, we appreciate you joining us on Pac West Radio. Good luck to the Sea Warriors this year, and we look forward to seeing you when you come to the mainland.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.
Gina Brewer, the head coach of Hawaii Pacific University, and now the University of Hawaii at Hilo. Head coach Lance Thompson, who coaches both the men and the women, he's going to be joining us. We actually had Lance on a couple of weeks ago when he took over the program at Hawaii Hilo, and he's going to join us today. And as we do, we rotate around with each school, so every school has an opportunity during these 3 weeks of media days to have an appearance. We can't do every school because of the number of schools, but we kind of break it up so we have a rotation of like 5, 4, and 4 in different sports. And but we're going to wrap this up shortly here with Lance Thompson joining us from University of Hawaii Hilo. And just a reminder, California Baptist is picked as the preseason player. Preseason champion. They're picked to win the conference championship. Azusa Pacific 2nd, Point Loma 3rd, BYU Hawaii 4th, NDNU 5th, Dominican 6th, Dixie State 7th, Hawaii Pacific 8th, Fresno Pacific 9th, Academy of Art 10th, Hawaii Hilo 11th, Holy Names 12th, and Chaminade 13th. Bernadette Witz is your preseason player of the year from California Baptist. Rosie Nakata from California Baptist is your preseason goalkeeper of the year. Your forwards, Beth Barker of Academy of Art, Lauren Golnick from Dominican, Kelly Jenks of California Baptist, and Jennifer Mason of Dixie State are your forwards. And Joe's trying to get a hold of Lance Thompson. He's not having any luck, so if he's out there, we're going to try one more time on Lance's cell phone. And if not, then we'll kind of get an update online. In midfielders, Maciel Castellanos from NDNU, Adriana Cortez from NDNU, Hannah Emmett from Academy of Art, Kaisa Goodman from Dixie State, Bernadette Witz from California Baptist. Those are your preseason midfielders. Your defenders are Caressa Archie, Melissa Laksamana, and Amron Singh. Archie's from Fresno Pacific, Laksamana from California Baptist, and Singh from NDNU. And Rosie Nakata is your preseason all-conference goalkeeper. And any luck, Joe? No luck. Okay, well, we appreciate everyone listening. Joe will post this on YouTube a little bit later, and then we'll post it up on the Pac West website if you want to go back and check the preseason all-conference women's soccer team. There's a story up there now on the conference team along with the entire list. Next week at the same time, Pac West preseason all-conference men's soccer, and we'll talk to some of the head coaches in the men's soccer from around the Pac West, and also reveal the preseason all-conference team. For Joe Carrero, I'm Tom DiCamillo. Thanks for listening to Pac West Radio on KQCK in the Santan Valley.
Hi, this is Daniel, your host for Rock and Roll 101, every other Sunday at 5 on KQCK.